I'm Klaas Fleischmann, and I welcome you to New Business Models Tutorial 1.2, Part 2. This tutorial will be about value creation, and specifically the two other building blocks in value creation, channels and customer relationships. But first, where are we now? You know what assignment you're supposed to do. You understand that there are different types of business canvases. You can identify the 9 building blocks of the business model canvas and the 4 different ones in the lean canvas. And you understand the building block customer segments and value proposition. How do I use the channels building block? Your channels describe how your company communicates with and reaches your customer segments to transfer your value proposition. The right question to ask on this particular building block is, through which channels do our customer segments want to be reached? How are we reaching them right now? How are our channels integrated? Which ones work best and which ones don't? Which ones are most cost efficient? How are we integrating them with customer routines? Your communication, distribution, and sales channels comprise your company's interface with customers. Your channels are customer touchpoints that play an important role in the customer experience. Once again, I will use the example of Zoom Us for explanatory reasons. From the case study, I see that the CEO of Zoom Us plays an important role in communication with the customer in this particular turmoil. Zoom CEO Erik Johan shows up in almost every post and every video that we can find online. Therefore, I will put him as one of the channels on the business model canvas template. Furthermore, we already saw last time that communities play a large role in the communication and as a channel for this particular company, the platform itself. You can basically assume that the Zoom Up website plays a central and pivotal point not only in the sales channel, but also in the communication and distribution of this particular solution. But we also see on the website that they use webinars and events as their channels. Finally, I googled for the word distribution and Zoom Us. There we saw that they also use indirect channels, like for example an European distribution agreement with Ingram, an online publisher. They have a sales channel, they use distributors, and universities play a large role in the distribution of the product to the students. Therefore, we'll try to put everything on sticky notes when it comes down to channels. So for sales and distribution, direct, they use the website. Via distributors, universities, and publishers like Ingram, as we saw. The CEO, Erik Johan, plays a pivotal role in reputation management. Okay. We saw the word community, but let's put them somewhere in between the customer relationship and the channel, because it's somewhere in between both. So I give them just a slightly different color here to accentuate that a little bit. And then we also saw one more sticky note here, events and webinars. I'm back in my presentation. What are the types of channels that we can think of? Obviously, we can think of owned or direct channels. Owned channels can be in-house sales force or a website, like we just saw in the Zumas example, or even retail stores, owned or operated by the organization. I don't think in the Zumas example there's retail. And they can be indirect, like partner sales, like we saw in the example of Ingram distribution via publishers or via government institutions like universities. But they also can be a sales funnel like this, where the user goes through different phases, from trial of the free version of the Zumas example, through evaluation of the functionality in Zumas, to purchase, delivery, and after sales. Obviously, the whole reputational turmoil at the moment Zumas is going through is not really helpful in the evaluation for a phase of the sales funnel. But please remember, the sales funnel is also part of the channel building block. Channels serve several functions: raising awareness among customers, helping customers evaluate a company's value proposition, allowing customers to purchase specific products and services, delivering a value proposition to customers, and providing post-purchase customer support. How do I use the customer relationship building block? Your customer relation describes the type of relationship your company establishes with your specific customer segments. Questions to ask on this building block are: what type of relationship does each of our customer segments expect us to establish and maintain with them? Which ones have we established? How costly are they? How are they integrated with the rest of our business model? Your company should clarify the type of relationship it wants to establish with each customer segment. Relationships are established through your different channels. You can distinguish between several types of customer relationships, which may coexist in companies' relationship with a particular customer segment. Types are transactional, long-term, personal assistant, dedicated personal assistance, self-service, automated, or communities, and co-creation. The type of customer relationship you put in place deeply influences the overall customer experience. So, going back to the Zumas case, what can we find on the customer relationship? First of all, we see in this particular video here the slogan "We care." This is something I think is important to remember. Secondly, I googled for customer experience and found this article, which tells us that Zumas values customer happiness above all else. We already knew that they're focused on a community. And I found this particular interesting part. Everything needs to be very simple and very easy. They make cancellation very easy. They offer support quickly. They make the onboarding process a breeze. Resulting in a net promoter score of Zumas in 2018 of over 70%, which is very high. Let's put that on the sticky notes. So we already said they care. I will create the other sticky note with the information I just received. I will focus on happiness. Oh, sorry. The community we already did. Of course, it's automated. As we can see, everything should work, as we saw here. Yeah, already put that on the sticky note here. Yeah, so it's an automated relationship. Community-based, focused on people, and they care and they focus on the happiness of their customers. And in the use and the user experience, everything needs to be very simple and easy to use. So we now concluded our first initial attempt to get an overview of the value creation part of Zuma's business model. By now you're familiar with the customer relationship building block and the channels building block of the business model canvas. Do not hesitate to ask questions in your online tutorials or online session this week to your personal individual trainer. So far, the tutorial on channels and customer relationships. In the next tutorial, I will focus on the value delivery building blocks of the business model canvas. Thank you very much for your attention and good luck in designing your businesses.